Okay, ladies, so here we are. It's my very first YouTube video, and I thought it would be fitting to start with the basics of makeup. It all starts with your foundation, and the foundation being your face. So you want to make sure that first your face is clean and dry, obviously, but so you want to start with a clean face. Now, that doesn't just mean like washing your face and toner and all that. That means hair as well. The hair on your face can have a lot to do with the outcome of your makeup application. So, let's just tilt this up a little bit. Too much cleavage there. So I'm going to start my very first video with a hair removing technique. So there are several different ways of epilation, which is just a fancy word for removal of hair. Now, the more classic way and the more safest way is with these tweezers. And when you tweeze, let's start, for instance, with your eyebrows. When you're tweezing your eyebrows, you want to make sure that you are pulling in the direction of the growth of the hair, never the opposite way, because you're going to, one, hurt yourself, two, could cause bleeding, which is a little secret. Us cosmetologists all know that if it bleeds where you're pulling from the hair, that means it's never going to grow back, or at least it shouldn't. But we don't want that. We don't want little scabs all over your eyes. So tweezers for you beginners, and just pull in the direction of the growth of the hair. Now, since we're on topic of eyebrows, when you are tweezing your eyebrows and going for a desired look or shape, you want to always make sure that your eyebrow starts no further inward than the tear duct of your eye. So if your eyebrow starts like over here somewhere, you tweezed just a little too over, or wax. You always want to line your the start of your eyebrows with your tear duct. And then the highest point of your brow should be somewhere not directly above your pupil, just up and over just a bit. And then lastly, the end of your brow should be diagonal with the corner of your eye hair. So those are just a little couple little tips from me. So beginning, highest point, middle, end. And that's whether you're tweezing, waxing, doing the little, I don't know what the fancy rope is called, but it's popular in the Middle East, or however you're removing hair. Okay, so don't want to talk too much. Let's get started. So I'm going to be using both wax and tweezers, but I won't be using the tweezers until the very end, just to get the little hairs that the wax may have missed. Now, for you beginners out there, if you're not really familiar with wax, I suggest that you educate yourself a little bit more. Wax can be very dangerous. Essentially, you can possibly rip off your skin if you don't know what you're doing and if you're not careful. So if you're not comfortable with wax and you don't know what you're doing, I don't recommend waxing, but I'm just going to show you how I prepare my face for makeup, which is waxing. And also, I should just mention, for those of you that don't know me, I am a licensed cosmetologist in the state of California, and I graduated in 2015. So just to put that out there, I am a licensed cosmetologist, and so everything that you may be seeing me using or doing, it's because I've received the proper education on it and proper training. Okay, so back to waxing. I know that Sally's carries the brand Gigi. So if you're comfortable with waxing, I recommend using a hard wax for your face, because sometimes, like even with me, I could like miss a couple hairs and it'll be like 4 hairs randomly. So rather than go and tweezing those 4 hairs at the end, I'll just go over it again. So with hard wax, you can go over it once more. I mean, you could do twice. I just wouldn't recommend it. If your skin is very sensitive, you could cause some irritation. So hard wax once, twice is okay. 3rd time, just go ahead and use the tweezers. So today I'm going to be using a hard wax. It's by Satin Smooth, which is a more professional brand of wax, but you can use any wax that you prefer. So first things first, when you're waxing, again, start on a clean surface, wash your face first, dry it really well. And then what you're going to do is you're going to test your wax. Now, where you're going to test your wax is right here on the inside of your arm. Now, if you touch the wax to your arm and it's too hot, it's going to be too hot for your face. So, I mean, just like for all my mamas out there, just like testing the milk, if you test the milk, it's too hot, it's going to be too hot for your face. So, if you test the wax and it's too hot, it's going to be too hot for your face. So, test the wax first on the inside of your arm. And then, so you've already, you know, some people go ahead and this is another thing that you can do if you are a beginner waxer. You can actually map out physically with like a brow liner or an eyeliner or whatever, and map out the shape, the desired shape you want. And then any hair outside of the lines that you've created, you would put wax on it. So that's another thing that you can do if you're a beginner and you're not really comfortable with shaping your waxes. Try using a brow liner first, and then any hairs outside of the liner, go ahead and put wax on it. But for someone like me, I pretty much know how I like my brows. So, and right now they are a hot mess. Hot mess. So let's get started because my wax is cooling down here. All right. Here we go. Okay. So for me, let me see. I'm going to go ahead and start on the inside here. I think my wax might have cooled down a little bit too much, but that's okay because that means that we just won't have to wait as long. So this is what the hard wax looks like. With hard wax, you won't need strips. You can pretty much just, you know, I'm touching it, nothing's happening. So once you place the wax, you want to wait till it cools enough so that it hardens, that it's not gooey, you know. So I usually do maybe like 30 to 45 seconds, maybe longer depending on how hot your wax is. Mine's fairly cool, so I'm pretty sure I could do the 30 to 45 seconds. If it's hotter, do a minute. You can also use like, I've seen, I don't even know why you would want it, but if you take like a washcloth and wet it and then put it in the freezer, obviously at least an hour beforehand, it'll come out cold. So once you have the wax on to help speed up the cooling process, you could put the cold washcloth there, but I just let mine air dry. I mean, if you don't got the time, then obviously you would want to speed it up. But anyway, so feels pretty dry there. So you just want to take an end piece here and then pull as close to your skin. You don't want to pull out. Do not do this. You're going to pull along the direction of your skin and in the opposite direction of the hair growth for waxing. There you go. One quick swipe. And we'll show all those little ugly hairs there. You can see them. Maybe you can't. Who cares? Nobody really wants to see that. Anyway, came off really well. So then we're going to continue. And notice that I didn't go all the way. I just, baby steps. Trust me, because I've lived and learned. Baby steps is key. So here we go. Also, when you're applying the wax, it helps to create a little lip there. Just kind of make your own little tab to pull. And again, just wait for it to dry. Sometimes, well, again, this is for if you are more experienced. While I'm waiting for this one to dry, I'll set another wax strip. Again, when you're pulling the wax strip or the wax itself, make sure you hold the skin taut, and that's just a fancy word for tight. Tight. And again, in the opposite direction. Another tip, when you're placing the wax, of course, you want to place it in the direction of hair growth, and then you'll pull the wax off opposite direction of hair growth. And another tip, if you accidentally get wax, let's say you got wax up in here when you're putting the, when you're applying the wax, what I recommend that you do is, if you don't have, well, what I would recommend you do is, if you take your tweezers, and let's say this was it right here, you would hold your skin taut like this and gently pull the wax down gently with your tweezers. You could even oil the area up really well. I'm talking lots of oil. Coconut oil, baby oil, if you're a mom like me and you've got it around. Whatever oil you have, oil it up really good. And just gently peel the wax off. You could even take like a cloth, or like maybe a paper towel, if you have a strong enough paper towel, and gently just wipe it away. Been there, done that. Alright, let's see if these stubborn ones came off. Okay, so that'll be the last piece for the eyebrows. Normally I would do my whole face. Today we're just gonna do my eyebrows, my lip, and my chin. All this, and ladies, yes, you do. So we all have like this little shadow that comes. Girls, don't be embarrassed, okay? That's just life sometimes. After about 25, I would say, they start popping up, those little hairs. And some of them are some of us are lucky enough to where, like if you have fair skin and lighter hair, it's hard to see. People like me, we have thicker hair and darker skin, and darker hair, so it shows up prominently. So we're going to, yes ladies, we're going to wax that right here today. And then also I have like some peach fuzz here. It's very light. I just don't like it anyway, because like in the sun, I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but if you ever are in the sun, well, actually don't do this because you'll be horrified by your face. But if you're ever in the sun, you take a mirror and you can see all your little peach fuzz. Usually I'll do all this here too. I just love a completely naked face because, man, the makeup comes out amazing. Ooh, let's take this off before I'm jabbering too much. Okay, so after my child had a quick meltdown, we are back. Now, here we go. Upper lip. So we're just not going to do the chin today. My wax is pretty much done, but you guys pretty much get the gist. So the rules apply essentially for waxing, the tips that we've gone over. So clean face first, map out your brows, apply wax in the direction of the hair growth, pull wax off if you're using hard wax once it's dry. If you're using a honey wax, you can just pretty much let it rip. Figure of speech, not literally. But hard wax, hold skin taut, pull in the opposite direction of hair growth along the skin. Don't pull out. All right, that's about, okay, good. So we are done with the waxing part, which is the most tedious part. So then what I like to do is I'll go back and take my tweezers and just get whatever, I call them rogue hairs. Whatever hairs are left over that are kind of just being stubborn. That's it for the tweezing, and then now for more of the shaping. If you have a spoolie brush, which is what this is called, ladies, the little mascara brush, yep, it's called a spoolie. What I like to do with the spoolie is right here, I like to brush the hairs up, and any hairs that are outside of my brow line that I am desiring, I will go ahead and just snip those away with my small scissors here. These ones are called stork scissors because they look like a little stork. If you don't have stork scissors, any small like nose hair scissors you have, that's what they were called back in my high school days. They come in like the little grooming kits. You can use those too. See how cleaned up that line there, made it more uniform. If you've got like really thick brows, you can use the spoolie to, you brush up and then brush down. And any hairs that are sticking outward, you just go along and snip those. My eyebrow. So, and then again, I just take it along down here. You do the same on the other side. So we're pretty much done. Now what I will do, once everything is said and done, is you just take some oil. I prefer coconut oil. But you can just kind of use whatever oil you have available. Coconut oil, almond oil, baby oil. And then you just gently wipe away. Gently wipe away. And it should just come right off. See that there? Any leftover wax. Little stubborn piece of wax there. It's like doesn't want to come off. Yep, all done with the owie stuff, baby. All done. Okay guys, that's it for the face preparation for makeup. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's a really long video. Next time I think something that's long, I will probably just go live or something like that. But yeah, I might even, who knows, this video might be edited to fast forward or something like that, where it's, you know, not so long. So yeah, you guys, I hope you enjoyed my very first video, and please subscribe, please follow me. I will have more videos, more towards makeup and other things as well. Main focus is makeup, but yeah, now your face is nice and smooth and ready for makeup application. Right, bye.